Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the 1/100 scale Mobile Sumo from Turn A. So this is another very random review from a pretty old kit. This kit is actually from 1999, so going a little ways back there. I actually really quite like this line of Turn A kits that came out way back when. The 1/100 scale kits and the 1/44 scale kits. I actually think that the 1/44 scale Turn A kits that came out in that series are actually some of the nicest kits to come out around that time, around the late 90s. They're quite nice. If you've never checked them out, I think you probably have to be a fan of the series to be interested in the designs, I suppose. But anyway, whilst I'm waiting for a couple other kits to get in, I'm waiting for a couple of the new kits. Those are on their way in shipping, but I have a day to spare whilst waiting for them, so I just wanted to grab a kit out of the backlog that I haven't reviewed yet for you guys, and this one is one that has been requested a few times, so I know some people are waiting to hear about this kit, so I'll unbox it and get it snapped up and then get the review out there for you guys. So anyway, cool box art here on the front for one. It's a very interesting design. I really wish that hopefully someday it would be nice to get like a new high grade, or a master grade I think is probably very unlikely, but at least a new high grade would be pretty cool. But who knows if that will happen. In the meantime, again, aside from the age, I really don't think that this kit is going to be too bad. So, got the cool box art there. Got some info down here at the bottom with the height, the model number, weight. The height is actually 20 meters, so it's going to be a little bit tall. In the review, I'll compare this with the Master Grade Turn A Gundam, so you guys can see how they look next to each other. It's also got the armaments, the IF generator, and the beam handgun, and the heat fan. On the top and bottom of the box, it's just got kind of the same box art here. This is number 2 in the 1/100 scale series. Number 1 would be the Turn A Gundam. And I think this is the only one. If I remember correctly, there's only 2 in 1/100 scale. Only the Turn A Gundam and the Sumo were the only ones that they made at the time, unfortunately. Here you can see on the side, just front and back image of what it's going to look like. I think it's going to actually look really comparable to the Master Grade, just in terms of external designs. Obviously, in terms of like what's going on inside the kit, this is not going to have anything compared to what the Master Grade Turn A Gundam has, but at least on the outside, I think it's going to look like they can go together pretty well. So you can see the chest of this one does also open up. The heat sword blade thing can attach onto the back skirt there. Some more information about that, showing a couple of detailed details there. There's the weapons and some poses. That beam handgun, super weird. The weapons on this kit are pretty goofy looking. I mean, the whole design is very interesting looking, but the weapons are really goofy looking, especially like that if that beam effect part there for the IF generator is a very odd looking thing. And so here's what the kit is going to look like. It is gold plated, so that's pretty nice, although ultimately I think probably later on I'll end up stripping off that gold, because I know it's going to have a lot of nub marks here and there and it's just not in the right colors, so I'll probably end up taking that off later whenever I get around to painting the kit. So the list price for this is 2,500 yen. Pretty cheap actually for a gold plated 1/100 scale kit. And I imagine Bandai probably doesn't rerun this kit very often, but I don't think it's really that hard to find necessarily. So here we can see a nice big 4-color runner there on the top, probably the A runner, and then we get into some of this shiny gold plating. So this is going to be similar to like the gold plating they were using right around the time of the late 90s and 2000s, so probably like the original Master Grade Hyakushiki, the original High Grade Hyakushiki I think was probably done in the same way. Some more gold pieces, some polycaps, some more gold, and then some kind of light bluish gray there. So we'll get back to all the runners here in a moment. Let's take a look at the manual. One thing that I think is interesting about the Sumo as well is like how it has the kind of like little bit of a face kind of like peeking out there. It's kind of just adds to the whole silliness of the design. If I remember correctly, this actually has different option parts for the face. If you want to have that like closed up as like the mask form, or if it like opened up shows the detail there, but I think the closed version it's less detail. But we'll take a look at all of that. Interesting though how this is kind of looking like a regular HGUC manual here with just the painted image here on the front, and then this information listed here on the side. And here you can see the cockpit there on the crotch cockpit there. It looks like it's going to have a clear purple part and then a pilot figure like actually molded inside that, it looks like. I'll have to see when we take a closer look at the parts, but here on the back of the manual, a nice big painted reference image of what the back of the kit is going to look like. We have our color guide there at the top, all in Japanese, but again, of course, if you can read katakana, you can sort that out. Very much like a master grade manual here. If you fold out to the middle section, it's got a whole bunch more nice big photos here, images of the painted kit, some more information just about the sumo itself, some really nice sketch art there, concept art for different aspects of the design, some stills from the anime. And here you go, here you can see the two different options for the faceplate there. So the one with the peeking eye, and then this one is just kind of the closed one. So otherwise, the manual, as I'd assume, is going to be pretty standard. Parts list, and then just going on through the construction. It looks like that looks like the legs first, and then arms, and then skipping over the middle page there, the chest, and the head, and the waist section, which is a tiny little thing, and then the weapons, finishing up the construction, and then just mounting the weapons. That's all it. Pretty simple kit. Okay, so for our foil sticker sheets, just got a few on here. One for the little face, and then a couple little orange ones there just for a couple other smaller details for the kit. PC 111 for our polycaps here, just in standard gray. Runner A is in 4 colors, got some clear purple for, well, a clear purple part for the kind of cockpit there. And then here's the cockpit parts, and I can see the pilot figure is molded there, but it's actually got a seam line right down the middle of the pilot figure inside there, which is kind of odd. But then a couple of like dark maroon parts here, and then some just dark navy blue, and then our 2 clear yellow effect parts there, which are really not looking so good. So as you can see, not only does just like the general shape just not look very good, you can see the circles from the molding process in there molded into the clear parts, which is definitely not really going to help the look of that effect. Then runner B here, though, is looking a lot better as we have that really super shiny plated gold. And this is just some of the armor parts here, obviously. There's some nice detail there molded in, but it's really just all going to look like a big shine of gold. Now, it looks like, it's kind of hard to tell. I guess it will be easier to tell once this is all stripped off, but it looks like the plastic is kind of like that little bit translucent white, like kind of like what the Master Grade 2.0 Hyakushiki is molded in underneath the plating. But then they're just like spraying it with chrome color and then just clear yellow over the top of that. Looks to be the process for this. Undergating is pretty much just non-existent for this kit. Yeah, no undergating at all. So you are going to definitely have some nub marks on this. And then runner C is just more gold parts here. Some parts for the shoulders, torso, head, other waist parts, things like that. Just all in that nice plated gold. Runner D is in that light bluish, grayish color here for some of the other joints, and hand parts are here. You can see the hand parts are kind of similar to older Master Grade hands where the 1 finger and 3 fingers are separated, but in this case the thumbs aren't articulated at all. Instead of being on ball joints, the thumbs are just molded to not move at all, it looks like in this case. Then runner E1 is another gold-plated part, and it's just a few more little parts here. This actually looks like it's a slightly darker, more orangey yellow shade of gold. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if it's really going to show up at all once the kit is done, because it's really such a small difference, but it looks a little bit different. Another thing that makes me think that this might be a slightly different color is that the back is just plain. You can see just the chrome there. On the other parts there, they did a more full coating, like all around, but on these, they didn't even try to spray anywhere around the back or the sides though. It's just all in the front there. And then runner E2 is just back to that light bluish grayish color here for just a few more parts for, looks like, weapons, and then the face part there is there at the bottom too. So that's it. So that is all for the 1/100 scale Mobile Sumo. Turn A is one of my favorite Gundam series, so this has been one that I've been looking forward to checking out for a while. It's pretty much going to be just like a 1/100 scale older high grade kit, so don't expect too much. But again, if you're like me and you're a fan of the series, then I think you'll probably enjoy this. So we'll see in the review. We'll see how I end up feeling about it after I've got it all snapped up. I'm sure I won't mind it too bad though. So thank you guys as always for watching. Leave any other questions, comments, all of that down below. And I'll see you in the review. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.